The House Republican speakership drama continues as Representative Jim Jordan fails his second attempt at securing enough votes to succeed Kevin McCarthy. You could say that his speakership has been sunk. Womp womp. Okay. On Wednesday afternoon, over 20 members of the House Republican Party refused to back the Ohio Republican. So what happened? Well, turns out Jim Jordan tried to strong-arm some people into voting for him, and it didn't work. Politico writes, the arm-twisting campaign, which in many cases included veiled threats of primary challenges, was meant to help rally support behind Jordan's candidacy. Instead, it has put the Judiciary Chair's bid on life support and threatened to plunge House Republicans deeper into turmoil with no clear way out. Oops. So now look, Representative Don Bacon of Nebraska told Politico about Jordan's supporters, saying, quote, look, Jim's been nice one-on-one, but his broader team has been playing hardball. I wouldn't quite call it hardball. As Don Bacon goes on to explain, people were basically texting his wife with threats. Not like death threats or anything like that, but like, you know, you better get elected, vote for Jim Jordan, or else we're gonna, primary you and things like that. In fact, one of the texts said, your husband better support Jim Jordan. Now, my response would be, or what? What are you gonna do? I don't even know who you are. You're gonna send me anonymous messages? Okay, yeah, go ahead and send me anonymous messages. Like, you can send me a strongly worded letter for all I care. I don't care. Go ahead. What is this, supposed to be some sort of threat?
Go for it, bitch. Come at me.
Yeah, no. I'm not doing it. And look, to be fair, Don Bacon pretty much said the same thing. He's like, no. You ain't coming after my bacon. Okay. That made no sense. I know. Now, other Republicans told Politico that they've received a barrage of calls from local conservative leaders. And of course, like I said, they were not all that interested. Now, those Republicans, by the way, didn't blame Jim Jordan directly for this, okay? But did say, hey, you didn't talk to those guys. You need to tell them to step off, okay? They're a little too aggressive, all right? Tell them to back off, all right? Now, that said, Jordan himself not taking this well. According to sources speaking to the Daily Beast, Jordan is blaming everyone but himself for his loss. Classic. Oh, it's not my fault. It's those guys. Yeah, sure. Okay. One GOP aide talking to the Daily Beast said, attacking members and laying the blame anywhere but your own feet when you're 20 votes down shows you don't know the first thing about bridging divides. This is 2013 Jim Jordan all over again, and it shows that he's not mature enough to lead the conference. Now, 2013 Jim Jordan, there's a really good reference there. Nice little callback, if you will. You see, in 2013, Jim Jordan was one of the ones that helped orchestrate a government shutdown that failed, basically. Republicans got a lot of heat for that one, for that government shutdown. This had the goal of, remember these days, defunding Obamacare. Yes, that's right. We're going way back in time here. We're like, we're gonna defund Obamacare by shutting down the government.
Obama.
Okay. Didn't work. It was a complete and utter disaster, complete failure. And the irony about this entire thing is that happened on October 17th, 2013. 10 years to the day that Jim Jordan lost his first bid to become speaker in that vote. And of course, there was a vote today as well. We'll get to that. All right. So now, Steve Scalise, by the way, is the last person to attempt to become the speaker. He didn't get enough votes. He ended up withdrawing. He won 7 out of the 20 Republicans that decided not to back Jordan. So Jordan was actually hoping that Steve Scalise was going to help him by nominating him for the second ballot in order to get his followers to rally around him, which did not work. He didn't do it. And now they're on some pretty bad terms. There's some feuding going on here. Now, their spat ended up getting leaked to the Daily Caller, and according to one source, the whole thing will lead to even more Scalise allies voting against Jim Jordan, which I think is what happened, because on Wednesday's vote, he actually did worse. Not only did he do worse in the second round, but literally broke the record for lowest vote tally for majority's nominee to be speaker. He got 199 votes. That's 18, less than the what he needs, the 217 that he needs to become speaker. Oops. No majority nominee has received less than 200 votes in the modern era. Hilarious, epic fail. Now, Representative Steve Womack of Arkansas said that the opposition to Jim Jordan is, quote unquote, profound, and that the members who are against him do not want anything, but rather are against him in principle. So these are people that you're not going to win over by promising them anything. They're just like, Jim Jordan could come in and he could grovel on his feet. And he could promise me anything he wants. He could probably do some other things. You know what I'm saying?
Sexual anarchy.
I'm still not voting for him. No way. We're not going to let Jim Jordan drive this clown car. Which is what it already is, but it'd be even more of it. In fact, Womack says that Jordan's tactics, which some have called House of Cards, are more like House of Shards, or actually, let me just amend that and call it House of Sharts.
Big, massive dumps.
All I can tell you is that the tactics they've employed against me, the publishing of my office phone number, and the messages, whether it's conservative media, Sean Hannity, or anybody else, this is all the result of going after people who do not basically represent the viewpoint of a whole lot of hardcore right-wing conservatives. Womack's staff also has apparently been cussed out, threatened. Quote, it's been nonstop. Most of them are out-of-state calls. Then again, Jim Jordan doing nothing to calm down his supporters, who are apparently unhinged, more unhinged than the average Republican. So, look, this is what happens when the inmates are running the asylum, okay? They can't even decide on a leader. Look, when you have people whose entire career is about stopping the government from functioning, it shouldn't be a surprise when they're so good at stopping anything from functioning that they can't even, function themselves.